So as always, I'm going in with the Fresh Youth Preserve Face Cream, and I'm just using this all over my face to give myself a nice hydration, and also it helps give me that youthful glow. Next, I will be going in with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer, and I'm using this as a base before I put my foundation on. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. I'm in the shade 6.0, and I'm using this all over my face. Let's just say I absolutely love this foundation. It's very long lasting, it's matte, it's full coverage, it's just amazing. Especially if you are using it all day, it will stay on your face and will not budge. Now I'm going in with the Becca Corrector in shade Pink, and I'm using this underneath my eyes just to cancel out any darkness, and I like to use this before I use my concealer, of course. It just gives my underneath eyes a nice bright effect. Then I'm going in with the Kat Von D Lock It Cream Concealer in the shade Neutral, and I'm using this down from my nose all the way up to my cheekbones, and I do that in a triangle shape. I also put down the bridge of my nose, on the bottom of my chin, and I also put a little on my forehead as well. Now I'm going to be blending that out. So I use a Morphe Gunmetal brush, and I just like to blend out underneath my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, and I also like to blend out on my forehead and my chin. Now I'm going to be taking my foundation brush, and what I'm doing is I'm blending out any harsh lines that was left over from the concealer. Now I'm going to be taking my beauty blender, and I'm using the Mercier translucent powder, and what I'm doing is I'm setting underneath my eyes, and I use this stamp so that it stays nice and set. So I do my underneath of my eyes, I do the bridge of my nose, I do my chin, and I also do my forehead, and I will leave it there just for a couple minutes just so it could settle in. Now moving on to my brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pomade in Dark Brown. And what I like to do is using soft feather strokes on the bottom just to outline my brow. And then I will go on the top and basically outline that as well. And I will connect it to the tail. So in the front, I like to leave it as a nice gradient effect, so it goes from like light to dark. Then I like to clean my brows up, just making sure if I went over the line. So I like to use the MAC Studio Fix Concealer, and that's in shade NC20. So I basically just use a flat definer brush, and I like to just clean up underneath my brows. Now I'm going to be setting my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel in Granite, and so I like to use this just to make sure that it keeps all the stray hairs in place. Next, I'm going to be setting my face with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in Sandstorm. So I like to use a big fluffy brush, and I like to just set my face basically just so it stays nice and set for the entire day. So now I'm going to be priming my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I like to do this just basically so it evens out my eyelid, and I like to do it just so that the eyeshadow stays even more pigmented and it stays on even more. Now for the eyes, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm using Tempera all over my lid. I'm using a flat definer brush, so I'm basically packing this on. And then I'm going to be going in with raw sienna with a blending brush, and I'm using this in my crease basically just to define my crease even more. So now at this point I'm mixing burnt orange and raw sienna together on my crease, and I'm basically just going back and forth. I'm setting my lid, I'm going back in the crease, and I'm basically just packing on just so that the color stands out even more. So now I'm going to be smoking out the lower lash line with burnt orange and raw sienna. So I'm mixing these colors together, and I'm just going back and forth with a tapered blending brush. Here I'm using that same blending brush as we used before in the crease, and I'm just blending out the lower lash line, making sure that the lower lash line is not harsh, it's just nice and blended. So now I'm going to be coating the lower lash line, and I'm using the Rimmel Lash Accelerator in black. As you can see, I have lashes on, of course, so I'm basically just blending them out. Taking my favorite contour palette, I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going in with the both two shades at the bottom, and I'm basically going to carve out my cheekbones. So what I like to do is I like to slim my face down just a tad bit. So I will do my cheekbones, I will do my forehead, I will also do my jawline as well, and my chin. So now I'm going to be going in with the Too Faced Shimmer Finish Blush, and it's this nice like peachy shade, and I thought it would be perfect for transitioning into the fall. So of course you guys know I'm all about that glow. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sundipped palette in summer, and I'm basically just highlighting the top of my cheekbones. I'm also going to be highlighting the bridge of my nose, and I will also highlight my chin as well. So going back to the Kat Von D contour palette, and I'm basically going to contour my nose just to slim it down just a tad bit. Now I'm going in with MAC's Lip Liner in Vino, and it's this dark purple shade. And so what I'm going to do is line my lips so I can apply the lipstick coming up. be using the Nars Velvet Matte lipstick, and it's in Train Blue. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's this dark vampy purple shade, so I thought it would be perfect with the liner. Now for gloss, I'm going to be using Anastasia's Beverly Hills Lip Gloss in Potion, and so I thought this was perfect just to wrap up the whole look. I saw on the runways that there was a lot of dark vampy looks, especially with gloss, so I said why not recreate it. So guys, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a, beginning of a fall look basically. It's basically basic eyes, full of lashes, a nice dark vampy look, and I thought this would be perfect, if you want to go out on a date, if you want to just hang with your girls, like I thought it would be perfect. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.